Welcome to a gold DPS Proving Grounds guide featuring Enhancement Shamans. These are the talents that I recommend for Proving Grounds, and these are the glyphs I recommend, and my equipment focuses primarily on mastery with a fair bit of crit as well. Now, Enhancement Shamans fight kind of like warriors in the fact that they just smash things really hard, limited by only really by their cooldowns of their abilities, but they also don't really have an immensely powerful bleed. For the most part, you have to almost single target most things down, as they're too far apart for your spreading of the fire shock and spamming Fire Nova method to take them all down. But likewise, it doesn't really matter too much, as Enhancement Shamans simply hit very hard in bursts, in short cooldown bursts, which is the most important thing about them. Now, in Wave 2, you've got to deal with a new type of ad that you didn't have to deal with in Silver, and that's the Large Illusionary Banana Tosser. Now, what the Banana Tosser does is he just spins around the corner of the room, throwing bananas at you. If he hits you with these bananas, then you're going to take a debuff that reduces your chance to hit by a very large margin. This absolutely destroys your DPS, so you simply don't want to get hit by that. The way you handle this is to either sit on top of the monkey in a little ring around him so that he can't actually hit you, as he will only target you if you're a certain distance away from him, or you have to do what I'm doing right here, and that's run in circles around a target. As you can see, he's throwing the bananas at me, but he's not really hitting me with them. Past that, of course, you then just have to focus everything down and burn it all down. As you can see, Shamans hit really hard, especially if you tag something with the Amber, you'll simply melt it in the span of a few seconds. And yes, I still have the early questing trinket that is epic crap. Alrighty, and Wave 4, you gotta deal with the monkey and a big ad. As you can see, I just hit the monkey a little bit to proc the heal, and then I instantly swapped back to the healer, and the monkey pretty much just died from the remainder of the dot because you hit him that hard. While of course your DPS does peter out after you have spent your cooldowns and your charges of your Lava Lash and Storm Strike and your Empower weapon, your Unleash Elements, excuse me. But most of the time in Proving Grounds, pretty much anything you just unloaded on with that is going to be dead. So you don't really have... Proving Grounds is fairly simplistic for Enhancement Shamans, just because of how easily you can spam your abilities on stuff. Now in Wave 5, you got to deal with another new type of ad, and that's the Illusionary Banshee. Now what the Illusionary Banshee does is when it appears, it has a little timer reset. You can see that timer right there. Now what this timer does is if you let it time out and the Banshee is still alive, you will instantly lose. Just instantaneously. Doesn't matter how much time left you have over here. If that timer goes off, you lose the wave. So every time a Banshee spawns, anytime, doesn't matter what else is alive, you must swap to the Banshee. Alright. In this wave, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of these little vermin ads that I'm just going to unload on at first, but then I'm going to go ahead and swap to the healer. And in this wave, I'm going to go ahead and just blow my Fire Elemental, just to help speed things up. It'll be back up again by the time you need it again, so it's not too problematic. Now, the reason I do this is primarily because with two separate healers, and you only really having one easy interrupt, that if you unloaded your damage on one target and didn't fully burn it down before the healer got a heal off, they'll fully heal it, and then you'll wind up stuck in an infinite loop, never able to actually burn them down. So instead, I focus the vermin a little bit first, just to cause the healer to throw a heal on the vermin, because they have so little HP it doesn't really matter, and then I swap to burning down the healers once they've essentially wasted their healing. You see, I'm going to go ahead and swap to the healer after I unloaded on the monkey a bit. And now I need to swap to the Banshee, which dies almost instantly. Now I'm going to wail on the Mogu just a bit while he's vulnerable and taking increased damage. Go ahead and interrupt the healer again. Finish off the Mogu. Gonna go ahead and boom, boom. Just gonna run over here and boom, finish him off. Run over here. Smack him once. Oh, well, that's not good. Let's see if I can make up with that. There we go. Still managed to burn it down. Try not to get hit by the amber. I got a little overconfident there and got hit by the amber. Try not to get hit by that, because that can actually cause you to fail. But even getting hit by the amber, as you can see, I still had enough time just because of how bursty shamans are, with just being able to smash their abilities out like this, that it didn't really matter too much. Now, wave 8, we've got to start dealing with these Illusionary Sha. Now, what the Illusionary Sha do is when they first spawn, they have a shield around them. And that shield, combined with how much HP they have, pretty much makes them just about invincible to you. You really can't do a lot of damage to them. So instead, you have to set up your damage, as I've got my Maelstrom and everything set up, and then you have to unload on them when they become vulnerable. Once that debuff goes off, you can unload a lot of damage onto them. As you can see, I'm just melting him down by unloading my damage, and down he goes. Essentially, I just blew Liquid Magma and spammed my Storm Strike Lava Lash on him, and that was all this really took. Now I'm going to go ahead and just burn down this guy, interrupt that. Now I'm going to run over here and wail on the monkey a bit. Let my debuff tick a bit on this bugger. Go back to him. And down he goes. There's going to be a Banshee that spawns here in just a second. There it is. I'm just going to unload on it for a few seconds. Down it goes. And the Sha is going to be becoming vulnerable in just a second. And now I will pick up the large Berserking buff. That increases your damage by a large amount. And now I'm just going to unload on the Sha with the Berserking buff active. As you can see, he just gets melted. And you have plenty of time, as you can see here. I've still got 20 seconds left in the wave, just to chill, relax, and get ready for wave 10, which, to be honest, is not actually that problematic of a wave, especially when you have all of your cooldowns still active. Now, wave 10 really doesn't have a lot to it. The first ad that spawns, which is going to spawn right here, is simply a large Illusionary Sarok, which the only reason he's even here is to give you something to do while you wait. Because unfortunately, that this is a large Illusionary Sha, which basically means you can't really do anything to him. You can just sit here and you wail on him, but you really can't damage him. As you can see, he's just not going down. You'll never kill him doing this, so you basically just have to kill time in this wave. You run around. Oh, and there's the Banshee. Just kill this really fast. And now I'm going to go ahead and sprint over here, grab the Berserking Bloodlust, proceed to unload all my cooldowns, and then you simply unload on the Sha. As you can see, he just gets absolutely melted with all your cooldowns up. Plenty of time remaining. There'll be another Banshee that spawns here, and as you can see, it didn't even last a second. As you can see, the combination of Shamans having decent burst, decent mobility, and pretty strong sustain just with their auto attacks thanks to Wind Fury makes them really powerful in Proving Grounds. Oh, anyways, I hope this guide helps you, and thanks for watching.